Hey everyone, it's Anahata. How are you? Here on my favorite beach, Southwest Florida, Venice. And just finished working out. It's such a beautiful, beautiful day. Perfect weather. I love this time of year so much. Wanted to just riff with you on the similarities between three things that you may not have ever connected the dots with, but when and if you do, it will improve every aspect of your life. And those three things are dreams. Who remembers their dreams? I do, very vividly. A lot of people don't. Some people don't think they dream at all. And sometimes that's for good reason. And other times it just becomes this biological habit that we don't connect consciously from the dream state into waking. But the other concept I want to draw a parallel to, or a triangle if you will, is flow state. Now, flow state is really peak performance with the least amount of effort. You are engaged, but you're winning, right? And that is, another word for that is growth, right? If you are engaged and winning, you're growing. You are improving. You are having a good time while you're doing it, which is the purpose of life, to find meaning. And so, flow, dreams, and the last thing, trying to make sure I can find my shoes when we're done. Put them right here. The last little peg in this triangle that I want to chat with you all about is telepathy. Telepathy. Oh yes. Wouldn't it be nice, guys, to just be able to feel into the field? And I want to just share with you that that's not only possible, it's the way we are built. It is our innate operating system to be unified. It's only through the separation of your senses in your body that are telling you, this is me, this is not me, this is external, this is internal, this is real, this is not real, right? And if you get into Hermeticism, which I'm all about, as above, so below, as within, so without, and we are living in a simulation, we are fragments and fractals of divine source, one point that is now experiencing itself as infinite intelligence in various vehicles, including your body. So, identity can be considered the veil, in my opinion. Okay? When people talk about the veil, they mean this curtain, if you will, that is hiding the secrets of the universe that aren't really secrets at all. And if you look at the veil through that lens, doesn't it seem like the only reason that is the case is because we have senses? We are literally looking at reality through a straw. And I'm not being philosophical or spiritual. This is the truth. 99.99996% is undetectable by you. Okay? The reality is you've got 11 million bits of data coming at you every second. And guess how many of those actually get through to your conscious awareness? 30 to 40. Okay? That's not, again, a big ratio. So your reality is your reality, but it's a curated reality based on data points that fit the narrative of you. Wild. Isn't that wild? So in that way, the veil is the body localized, right? The veil is the body when consciousness is localized. The lattice, which is the all, the field, is the body when consciousness is lucid. Lucid, right? It's not me, not me, internal, external. It's us. It's the we. And so in that way, when we lose our identities, a lot of really smart people have said, psychologically and spiritually, the key to ascension, if you will, is to get rid of the barriers of self that have been solidified into belief structures that are rigid, because you are collapsing that reality through that expectation and even the neurochemistry of what it means to feel a certain way about a certain thing, and therefore it is, right? So we are in this virtual simulation where pixels render as we focus on them. And it really is, guys, I love that gaming came along to illustrate it, because it's so easy to think about. It's like, all right, you're in a game. It's not everything at once. It's whatever you're focused on, right? And if you zoom in on one part of the level, that's what will populate. Those pixels will render. It's the same in our reality. And look, when I say our reality is a simulation, I'm not implying it's not real. I'm, to be crystal clear, saying it's coded. It's coded. And you are the programmer. You are the consciousness through which the timelines of limitless potential collapse into whatever you focus on. You get what you focus on. Energy flows where energy goes, and energy goes where it flows. Through what? Consciousness. So, quantum physics, double slit experiment proves it. Religion proves it. We're in this life, and we're living this life, and one day it will be over in this life, and we will reunite with source code. And again, if you don't like the word code, it's just intelligence that is rendering all potential through free will. And I'm a Christian, so Jesus is a big component of that story for me. But it doesn't much matter if you are a physicist or an alchemist or even an atheist who's data driven. We're all speaking the same language here. We're talking about parameters or rules that have been set in place, doesn't matter by who, for us to experience and create meaning in this world through free will. Okay? And you guys, truly, we are so free that we create our own prisons. The rules look like they're hard and fast, but for anyone who's ever been through a rough time, and then you realize why you went through that, it wasn't so rough, it was a doorway. And also, even if it was rough, what did it teach you about life? What meaning did it give you that then propelled you into your next evolution? It's a self-feeding mechanism through polarity and choice to be able to build any qualia we want within anything without being told we have to X, Y, and Z. Now, a lot of people give their power away and they think the world's happening to them and that they don't have choices. And of course, that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And they magnetize those circumstances. And of course, it's true. It is very true for them. I always say, your truth is your truth and it's true, but do you want it to be? So every moment, every second, you have another option. No one knows what I'm going to do next. I could just throw my microphone right now into the water and walk away. In fact, I could get in my car and drive across the country. I mean, I could do absolutely anything. Not even God knows what we are about to do because we have free will in this simulation. Now, it's getting harder to decipher with all of the overstimulation and inputs being accelerated at warp speed, in part through AI and other electronics and just stimuli off the hook, right? The frequency of all this energy and information amping up. We got to ground. We got to start putting our feet in the sand and water. And we need to start breathing. Like we're going to be going through some birthing pains here, especially starting July 2026. AI is so intelligent now, it can pinpoint things that astrologists couldn't do by hand because it would take too long. And let's just say July 2026 is going to be the beginning of a 7-year period that will decide the future of humanity, but the gift is it's up to each of us as to which timeline you get spit out into. And you're not even getting spit out, you're creating. And so my soul mission right now during this time is to bring awareness to the body as a conduit, as an extension of source, as a part of the lattice, versus the way that most people use their body as a veil, right? The senses that we have, seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, feeling, sorry, very, very narrow. And so we need to soften those edges. This is called flow, when you're really in the zone. And when you're outside of yourself, you've merged with the activity for the sake of the activity. You're feeling just alive, awake, in the zone, right? That's the waking version of having a heart to lattice moment. But the equivalent of that is where most people are getting confused. That when you're sleeping, you're going to be dipping into flow. So flow, telepathy, and dream state are all one word: coherence. And I guess you could say they are field coherence. You're turning down the dial on your identity and expanding your field of potential beyond your personal reality, your personality, into the unified field. And that's where you can start getting some profound memos that will help all of humanity. This is where best-selling artists tap into their song. This is where inventors have that eureka moment. It's not using the same thoughts they were having, it's getting beyond and into new. So that's going to require you to step outside of your comfort zone, which is why it doesn't mean it's not going to be comfortable. It's just going to mean it's going to feel different. Okay? Same thing with telepathy. That's just you not relying on the limited 0.01% of your sense sensory data and information to determine what is and what isn't. And guys, this is going to be a helpful tool to master. And I don't even want to call it a tool. It's your innate ability already. It's the static or the noise. It's the same thing as like if you're sick or well. You are well innately. It is the dis-ease that is disrupting your harmony. But you are completely whole, healed, and healthy. Proof of that is when you pass away outside this body, you reunite and you are complete. You are whole. So in that way, as I've been saying, and I'll say it again, the veil is your body when consciousness is local. And so our goal is to get back to where the body is the lattice when consciousness is lucid. You see the difference, but it's the same option. So you can either be inside your body and disconnected, or you can be inside your body and lucid, to where you start using this beautiful vehicle you have, the fascia, the water, it's essentially the fiber optics, the Wi-Fi that you can get online quickly. Now the fastest way to do that is through breath, because think about it, breath is the only thing that's bridging the membrane of internal external. It's breath, and light goes through, and then of course water is the connector. This is why water is emotion, and emotion is what magnetizes what you decide you want to bring to you through your focus, which is your thoughts. So you have a thought, it elicits a vibration called emotion, and that electromagnetic energetic exchange brings that proof to you through the law of attraction, but really your reticular activating system, because you got 11 million bits of data coming at you per second. You can only filter 30 or 40. You better hashtag what's relevant, and that's why if you do decide a certain number is special, it pops up everywhere. Or you do start looking at a certain color car or model that you're considering, it's everywhere. Or a baby name, suddenly everyone's named that. No, it's just your reticular activating system bringing forth the meaning that you have deemed to be truth. This is why good luck arguing with people who are set in their ways about anything. Politics, religion, reality. It's like, if you aren't open to more, it's not going to be valid for you. It's not even going to be a thing. It's like, no, it's not. It's just not. And of course, that is stagnation, that is separation, and ultimately distortion. So I, for one, will always be open to as part of my evolutionary process. It's a spiral, not a recursive circle. Some people think it's a line. Well, nowadays most people can realize, oh, okay, no, it's a circle. Well, I don't even think it's a circle. It's a circle in the third dimension. But in the fourth dimension, we go into spherical geometries that are spiral in nature, right? Nothing is defined so tightly that you lose the ability to expand into other dimensions, angles, growth opportunities, etc. So why am I rambling on today about flow and telepathy and dreams? Well, I think it's time, especially given the astrology and what's happening in the world. I mean, you don't have to, but you're going to be pretty... I like to imagine the next 7 years as this big wave that's coming. I mean, it's coming no matter what. You don't have a choice. You could say, no, I'm not. This isn't happening. Well, you're going to be torn apart. You could say, well, you can have limitless opinions on limitless things, but the truth of the matter is we are going into a burn-off phase where incoherence falls away, where shadow is exposed by light, where truth is seen, even though while we go through this path, there's going to be a lot of distractions. I mean, I don't know about you, it's getting harder and harder to tell what's real and what isn't digitally, right? It's like, oh wow, look at that famous person who's saying that. No, that's AI. Oh. And then it, kind of backfires. It's like, then even when things are miraculous, wonderful, special, oh, that's AI. It's like, we need to start unplugging from the digital domain and anchoring in our truth more than the digital distortion that is being propped up as, these people hate these people. And like, I hate to tell you, all the problems that are happening in the world aren't being caused by majority. They're the fringe 1% psychopaths, billionaires, probably, don't know exactly, that have decided, this is the narrative they want, and this is the way us useless eaters will obey, and if we don't, we will be squashed. Well, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound fun. I'd like to keep my freedom, thank you very much. And so the only way we can survive this cataclysmic wave of disinformation and chaos and distortion is to anchor in your heart space through the lattice of unity. And it sounds so like airy-fairy and spiritual, but it really just means we got to start leveraging our ability to see past boundaries and into quantum spaces of expansion in the dream time too. So how does this all tie together? Well, if you want to know more, join my 7-day, it's free, journey. This is a 7-day dream challenge. It's called Dream Weaving and Telepathy. Okay, again, I tried to explain, go back to the beginning of this video, why flow state, dreaming, and telepathy are so much more the same than you can imagine, and really the word is coherence. So as we lose ourself in dream time, in telepathy, in flow, we merge with the field, the unified field, which has more information for us. And information is choice. And the more choice you have, the more meaning you can create whatever world you want through those pixels in this simulation. So we're dreaming anyway, even if you don't remember it. We're loosening that grip. We go and do and experience some pretty wild things. Last night, this morning, my daughter was like, oh my gosh, last night I had the craziest dream. It just was going from this to that and the other. And just think about it. When you're in that dream state, no matter how outlandish it is, you're on board. You're going for the ride. This isn't like the time for your prefrontal cortex to say, yeah, no, that's not possible. So it's a place of limitless potential. And if we can get used to being lucid in those states of remembrance, and also bringing back from that dream time the ancient wisdom that many tribal components, Jung and Freud, they really did us a disservice with dreaming, because they made it so identity-based and personal that, again, we're seeing dreams through a straw. They are actually a time for us to gather together non-locally. I call it in the field by the water. And if you've ever heard of the Telepathy tapes, they call it the hill. And so those guys will be hanging out there on the hill, and we'll be in the field by the water, and we'll be able to send things up and downstream together in real time. Now, the crazy part about this, that still takes time for me to digest, it's like, wow, it's just so thrilling, is when you can pull from dream time components that manifest instantaneously in reality. Okay, I'll be sharing many stories about what's been happening to me over the last few months implementing all of this, but I'm going to most importantly teach you how to do this. And so we are not just visioning to vision, we are visioning to collapse potential into a timeline. And when we do this collectively, we can start rewriting both history upstream and the future downstream, because all we have is the now. So, and you don't have to have any experience. The 7-day Dream Weaving and Telepathy Challenge starts on the 11th. It's inside my school, SKOOL. It's an app. So we're going to get off social media, off of Facebook. We're going to tap in for 7 days. You're going to listen to a 5-minute, I know this has been really, really long-winded, and I apologize. I hope you're finding it interesting. But we're going to tap into a 5-minute aha per day, and real tangible things that you can do with your mind, your heart, and water to get your memory back, to start disarming the static so that you can start expanding past, and then it's going to get really fun, because that is when telepathy happens. It's all happening in the field at once. You're on the same bandwidth, so you get the memo. And we do this in dream time. And then in waking time, we're in the flow. And the flow is peak performance and optimal experience. And who doesn't want to live a life like that? Boy, it sure beats the chaos happening right now. And I don't want you to think that I'm trying to fearmonger you, but it's going to get worse. It's going to get exponentially worse the more convincing the AI that's available is as to what is real and isn't real. We will no longer be able to use our senses. We're going to have to tap back in to our telepathic birthright of extending beyond our identities and our reality and the 3 feet around us and into the field. Because truly we are one, not metaphysically or spiritually, but quantumly. We're all experiencing this wild and wacky life in our own vantage. So I, for one, would like to see us all wake up, expand, and as the fear, doubt, distortion, chaos burns off, right, Armageddon, around us, we can feel confident, comfortable, at peace, knowing that this is the next level, and coherence is the only thing that will get through that center point. I call it the round door. Rumi has a poem, and it's just so incredible. I am writing a book that is coming out November 11th, 11/11, and I've got 50 guest authors. I call them the Mystic Weavers, and the book's called The Round Door by the Mystic Weavers, and it iterates Rumi's beautiful Breeze at Dawn poem, and I will conclude with that. Head on over to my school. The link will be in the description of this video, and or head on over to the Facebook group Alchemical Academy. In there's a free event where you'll have the link to get to my school. And if you are the geeky kind that wants the URL, it's www.school.com/water activation/about. And you can join the free 7-day trial. And I hope you stay longer with us. You know, I'm making this journey together as we walk through the round door accessible to anyone, right? Because we should all be able to partake in the reclamation of the lattice of our heart, being able to expand past the boundaries of illusion that have kept us in fear and out of our potential and small and miserable and confused and distorted. It's time to reunite. So the Breeze at Dawn has secrets to tell. Don't go back to sleep, even though we're going to be sleeping in dream time. Oh, relaxed and aware and lucid. You must decide what you want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth between the windowsill where the two worlds meet. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. All right, guys, love you so much. Can't wait to see you inside there. All the links will be in the description of this video. Have an amazing, amazing day. Bye for now.